Okay, Godfather 2, we're in Florida. We just helped Ross guy out, and now we need to weaken the Granados or Rosato's businesses. Basically, I'm looking under the map here, and the blue ones is Tony's businesses, and he also has the fewest. So, what I want to do is just do enough to kind of trigger the next mission where I think they send us off to Cuba and we try to take out Castro, but we'll get into that in future videos here. But along with taking over some of the businesses, going to try to get a few favors done. But what we want to do is concentrate on getting one crime ring taken over, and along the way do some favors to unlock some made men so we can get some hits in somewhere along the line. When it comes to the Godfather 2, I like getting as many of the made men done separately. Now the thing is that you don't have to do any contract hits if you don't feel like it.
You can handle
it. You can easily just deal with all of them at the compound.
It's about to get real dark here.
When you take over, once you eventually get all, let's say the Grandos businesses taken over, you can go to the compound and take it over, and all these guys will be there. And the fight is not any harder if these guys are there. It's about the same. But a big part of the game is doing these contract hits. And almost every business you take over and any contract hit is kind of a mission in itself. And since the Godfather 2 had the add-on pack, level 4 weapons, and Jimmy Leary as a recruit, I cannot tell you how helpful that's been, having this guy as your main man. It would just make sense that he's your number 2 because he's got 4 abilities right off the start. And then when you send him up to Capo, you give him another ability, and then after that, you make him underboss, and then basically he's got all 6 abilities. He's got more health than you do, really. And it doesn't matter. Somewhere along the line, you're going to go down, and having him around to get you back on your feet is crucial. Like I was mentioning in the previous video, I was kind of mentioning how when we go see Ross, he tells us to add another man into our family tree. And I do that, but just check out the recruits and made men video. Probably the most helpful video for the Godfather 2, knowing where all the level 2 and 3 recruits are, is your biggest thing. I tend to lean towards to have more medics than anything else. Once I have, I have Jimmy
Sugar,
Leary.
I don't want to get any rougher with you than I have
after
to.
that, my next
let's
main
make this
guy
fast,
is Demolition guy.
Pay up.
Okay.
But after that, I'm looking more for medics than anything else, if not double abilities like a medic and engineer or whatever. As long as they're medics.
Crack it.
The more medics you got in your crew, when you send them out, even though you're not there, they will keep your guys up.
Safe.
And
one more
I don't know, the guys very rarely become hospitalized. It does happen that you have to use your rapid recovery to get your guys back up and working again, and that's why we do those corrupt favors to get your
belt,
your back pocket favors going. It's one of the main things you do. I kind of get into that in the corrupt officials videos, basically like police bribes and the union guy that will get your business rebuilt. Because it'll happen, they'll say, the Granados have bombed the business of yours. And although we don't have any of the perks yet, like the ammo belt or incendiary rounds, we do have brass knuckles for all our guards. But I don't go down like that. As soon as the business gets bombed, I get it back up and running through the back pocket favors. anytime you get a police action going on, just call in a police bribe. That's kind of where the money comes into play. The favors are kind of lame, if you want to call it that. They're very similar. It's the same 5 favors all over. Just, you know, whether it's the guy that gives you the rapid refund or the rapid recoveries or rebuilds the businesses or the police bribes or any of the people that give you the contract made men, it's always the same. It's a hit, it's a sabotage, it's a beatdown, it's a burglary. It's all the same stuff. There's nothing really different about all this stuff. So when you were in New York and you hit the police chief, he asked you to do something, you do it. It could be just stealing something out of a safe that you've already cracked, or put a beat down on somebody, whatever. But once you earn that favor, you go back, and then you just buy the favor for $2,000 a piece. And through your back pocket favors, that's how you do all.
I need it open.
The biggest part of the game. But to get back to the recruits, what will happen is my guys have never been hospitalized, exception of there being at a business that gets bombed. If that happens, all of them are going to get hospitalized, and you'll be out and about, and a thing will pop up saying this guy was hospitalized, and it's not just one of them. Like I say, if you got 3 of your main men defending a business, and most likely what will happen is that business, you know, they will kill all the attackers, but, you know, you're off playing the game. You're not really paying attention. And then another thing will come up saying that they've been hospitalized, mostly because they bombed the business while they were there. And there really ain't nothing you can do about that. So you wait for all the things to come up saying, all right, these 3 or 4 guys were hospitalized. Wait for them all to get done. And then when it's finally done, you hit your rapid recovery just one time, and then all your guys will be back up and running. So don't hit your rapid recovery until all the guys are done saying that they've been hospitalized. There's no sense of hitting your rapid recovery for each dude. There's no sense, I don't know. Send reinforcements, it ain't gonna help you guys much. Just giving me more guys to shoot at. It's alright with me. Matter of fact, I prefer they send reinforcements every time.
It didn't have to be this way.
Alright, anytime you get an execution, that's good stuff.
Have been nothing.
Okay, so when it comes to your recruits and main men, obviously having experts are the best way to go. But I'd say my crew is half experts, half advanced. But nevertheless, they all got pretty good abilities. And the upside to having advanced guys is that you can give them level 3 weapons. And what you can do is scout out some of the things. So you're like right there, somebody bombed my business. So go into your back pocket, bam, rebuild the business. Okay, your crime ring is restored. Whatever plus you were getting from that will be restored. It's like brass knuckles, whatever the situation may be.
Shit, need more bullets.
Go.
I'm moving.
Is anybody there? Put that away.
The thing about Godfather 2 is they really utilized the map to its most efficient way. I'm like, you come up in here, like these construction sites, they only have one way up and then another way to get down. And then the racket boss could be, you know, at the very end of that. It's amazing, especially like when you get to Cuba, you know, a guy will be on the roof, but they definitely made it, you know, okay, it's just not a ladder to get to the roof. You're going to have to fight your way through an alley, and that takes you to a doorway that, you know, takes you up to another level that gets to a ladder. And when you get to the ladder, it's to the back side of the roof, and then you got to huff it to the other side of the roof over several air vents and AC units and that kind of thing. I mean, it was definitely quite the zigzag thing, but they made the most out of a short map and definitely utilized the buildings. There's several buildings that are like really large, and they definitely get you to, you know, cover the whole area. So you're in one door, you're going through several doors, you got to go up a stairs into an area, go down another set of stairs into a different area. It's cool. They definitely work the whole thing to you. You know, just like here, this is where we came in, but they didn't let you in. They forced you to go up to the top of this building and all the way back down to get to this door instead of just letting you in the door, get to the racket boss. There's very few times where you get into a business and you get right to the racket boss without, you know, dealing with all these guys.
That way.
I'm coming.
Okay, anytime you
He's the
get
one
to
in
a
charge.
racket boss that has his red lines very close together, you need to be very cautious about how you put a beat down on them. Now, one of the upsides is that you can use a weapon and kind of hold your aim on him, and that brings his meter up slowly. And as soon as it breaks, but as you notice, like in the beginning, there was 2 red bars, and then it kind of
armed.
disappears. And then all of a sudden it just goes down to 1 bar.
Finally, something interesting.
Throughout
You know
the course
who
of
I
this
am.
playthrough,
You
I've
know
never
what I'm
had a
capable
racket
of.
boss that
So
was
unless you
either
want to end
killed
up dead, you'll
or
hand
was
over the
past,
racket.
All right, you want
pushed
this
past his
place?
breaking
It's
point.
yours.
Okay, normally what I'll do is when it comes to the guards, I kind of somewhere
This
around
racket's a big
half
piece of the
is
puzzle.
what I'll put
We'll
for
own this
guards
town
up there.
yet. Christ, Dominic, you're like a one-man army.
Okay, if you put the full amount of guards, the odds are you're not going to make any money when you get paid. Not that I need it, but I'm not going to sacrifice all my pay just to have guards there. Usually about half is all I usually do. Alright, so I decided to attack the Tony construction site. There's only 3 of them. And we're going to get to the next one. I believe as soon as we get this one crime ring taken over, they're going to task us to go meet Roth and Mitchell and then send us over to Cuba.